Ashton Dumar Norwill Simmonds, born April 5, 1995, known professionally as Daniel Caesar, is a Canadian singer and songwriter. After independently building a following through the release of 2 EPs, Praise Break, 2014, and Pilgrim's Paradise, 2015, Caesar released his debut studio album, Freudian, in 2017, which received 3 Grammy Award nominations, winning for the collaboration with American singer H.E.R, Best Part. In 2019, he released his second studio album, Case Study 01, longlisted for the 2020 Polaris Music Prize. In 2021, Caesar featured alongside Giveon on Justin Bieber's single Peaches, his first #1 song on the U.S. Billboard Hot 100, and receiving 4 nominations at the 64th Annual Grammy Awards. In 2023, Caesar published his 3rd studio album, Never Enough, through Republic Records, winning his 2nd Juno Awards. In 2025, Caesar released his 4th studio album, Son of Spurgey, which became his 3rd top 10 album on the Billboard Canadian Albums and 1st on the Billboard 200. Through his career, Caesar has collaborated with several artists, including Brandy, Kali Uchis, Ty Dolla $ign, Summer Walker, Common, Omar Apollo, Bon Iver, and has written songs for Mary J. Blige, Saz, Tyler the Creator, Shawn Mendes, and Kanye West. He was also awarded with a total of 4 Juno Awards, 2 Soul Train Music Awards, an MTV Video Music Awards, and an ASCAP Awards. Early life Ashton Dumar Norwill Simmonds was born on April 5, 1995, in the Scarborough district of Toronto, Ontario, and raised in Oshawa. He is the 2nd eldest of 4 children to his mother Hollis Burnett Simmonds and father Norwill Simmonds, a gospel singer who released his first album as a high school student in Jamaica. Caesar attended the Seventh-day Adventist Church and private school in Oshawa. He is of Bajan and Jamaican descent. Caesar grew up in church, singing before his father's congregation in Oshawa. He was raised listening to soul and gospel, delivered through musicality and religion, even though his parents were cautious of temptations that came with music. Caesar longed for the city, which was a 1-hour drive from his home. Career, 2013 to 2017. Career beginnings and Freudian. At the age of 17, Caesar was kicked out of the house after a fight with his father on the weekend of his high school graduation. He was briefly homeless during this time. He felt no choice but to pursue his calling as a musician. After leaving his home, he began doing gigs. He connected with producers and future collaborators Jordan Evans and Matthew Burnett and began writing and recording what would be his debut EP, Praise Break, in 2014. It was number 19 on the 20 Best R&B Albums of 2014 by Rolling Stone and the Top Projects of 2014 by Noisy Canada. Caesar's career gained notability in 2015 with the release of his 2nd EP, Pilgrim's Paradise. The album received positive critical acclaim and, while not immediately a commercial success, Streetcar, the cover of Kanye West's 2008 song Streetlights, became a fan favorite. On August 25, 2017, Caesar released his debut album Freudian, which includes the singles Get You, We Find Love, and Blessed. The album featured artists like Kali Uchis, H.E.R, Sid, and Charlotte Day Wilson. It also included uncredited vocals from the Kadaro tribe. The album was a shortlisted finalist for the 2018 Polaris Music Prize. At the 60th Annual Grammy Awards, Caesar received 2 nominations for Best R&B Album and Best R&B Performance for Get You. At the 61st Annual Grammy Awards, Caesar won Best R&B Performance for his single Best Part. 2018 to 2024, Case Study 01 and Never Enough. In March 2019, Caesar received backlash for defending his friend Juliana Goddard via an Instagram live stream. Goddard had been criticized for her racist comments on black people, particularly those regarding black women. He later apologized for his comments. Caesar released his sophomore studio album, Case Study 01, on June 28, 2019. The album featured guest appearances from Brandy, Pharrell Williams, John Mayer, Sean Leone, and Jacob Collier. The record was supported by the single Love Again with Brandy, which received a nomination for Best R&B Performance at the 62nd Grammy Awards. On March 19, 2021, H.E.R. appeared alongside Givon on Justin Bieber's Peaches from Justice. The track marked H.E.R.'s first to top both the Canadian Hot 100 and the Billboard Hot 100. It was later certified 6 times platinum by Music Canada and 4 times platinum by the RIAA. Alongside its commercial success, the track garnered 4 nominations at the 64th Annual Grammy Awards. H.E.R. released his third studio album, Never Enough, through Republic Records on April 7, 2023. In October 2024, he appeared on Tyler the Creator's 8th studio album, Chromacopia, providing vocals for 5 tracks on the album, including opening track Saint Chroma and Tomorrow, which H.E.R. co-wrote and performed bass on. At the Juno Awards of 2024, H.E.R. received 5 nominations, winning for Contemporary R&B Soul Recording of the Year. 2025 present, son of Spurgie H.E.R. performing at Wonderland in Manila in 2025. On Valentine's Day, H.E.R. collaborated with Rex Orange County, creating a 2-track release titled Rearrange My World, There's a Field That's Only Yours. In mid-July, H.E.R. announced a new album titled Son of Spurgie, which was released on October 24, 2025. In an interview with Clash Music magazine, H.E.R. said that the album was born from the spirit of reconciliation with his parents, and that Spurgie is his father's nickname. In the album, he confronts masculinity, faith, and the sense of self-importance. The album features collaborations with Sampha, Bon Iver, Yebba, Blood Orange, up-and-coming artist 646 Y.F. Fort, and his father Norwill Simmonds, who is a gospel singer. NME magazine also notes the strong gospel influence in the album and the presence of recordings of muffled chatter which reflect H.E.R.'s family. Inspirations and artistry. H.E.R.'s stage name derives from a combination of the Roman dictator Julius Caesar and the biblical figure Daniel, showing recognition to the topics he explores through his music. His music draws from his childhood experiences and integrates them with R&B and electronics, while his lyrics explore subjects of religion, philosophy, and unrequited love. In his music, he often references concepts of philosophy. H.E.R., heavily influenced by soul and gospel, his singing voice reshapes itself on each track, often veering into a hushed, introspective lilting style. According to H.E.R., in my religious surroundings growing up, the point is to be still, to direct as little attention to yourself as possible, and instead direct all attention to what you're saying. Now it's kind of the opposite. H.E.R. cites Frank Ocean, D'Angelo, Kanye West, Beyoncé, Stevie Wonder, and The Doors frontman Jim Morrison as musical and stylistic inspirations. H.E.R. works in close collaboration with producers Matthew Burnett and Jordan Evans, with whom he co-founded his independent label, Golden Child Recordings, and has co-produced almost all of his music with since 2015. H.E.R. is also part of an informal collaborative of Toronto-based musicians and songwriters that includes River Tiber, Bad Bad Not Good, and Charlotte Day Wilson, among others. Discography: Freudian, 2017, Case Study 01, 2019, Never Enough, 2023, Son of Spurgie, 2025.